What we were talking about today is I was doing a review and introduction to Agile software development, which is the now industry dominant approach to building software products. And we were looking at how that was different from older ways of developing software and how some of those models can be useful in other fields. I think it's important because it's to some extent better. We are finding more effective ways of delivering value. We're finding ways of working that are less wasteful in both kind of time and resources, and the fact that we are building solutions that are actually useful to the consumer and the end customer rather than being something that no one wants. The change in model on how that's done to away from something that has lots of upfront planning and very resource intensive and high risk to things that are very iterative and feedback driven and delivering value earlier and lower risk. Lots of important lessons there in the software world that we can apply outside of that into areas like sustainability science in industry and other areas. What we know is that Agile has come from a very practitioner background. It was people looking for better ways to build software, coming together and finding areas of common ground and commonality with the way they work. That's how the Agile Manifesto came around. It wasn't a theory-led domain, it was a practitioner-led domain where people looked for the things that worked, looked for the common areas and built on top of that to produce the values and disciplines that has become the Agile world. And that's gone from something that was 25 years ago seen as being very out there, very niche, not something that would be used for real projects, as it were, something that was seen as being something that only worked in small teams, something that wouldn't really work on large, expensive, complex domains, to something that is now the dominant way of building software in the industry. That change has come about through people adopting and trying those new practices and seeing how effective they are in practice. We're now looking to theory more. We're taking lessons from lean thinking and lean manufacturing and applying those in a software context. And we're also looking to the lessons that we've learned in the software world, development world, and applying those to new domains. The conversation that we've had today with people is about how we can take some of those lessons into the sustainability science world. We are always looking for new ways to improve. We're looking to broaden out into new areas, new disciplines. Agile was initially quite focused on the purely development programmer side of software engineering, and has now taken and absorbed many practices from the testing domain, from the quality assurance domain. We have things like Lean UX, which take many of the lessons and practices from the user experience and user research world and applied those into a more kind of Agile Lean context. Things like Lean Startup and Custom Development have taken ideas from Agile and pushed them out into areas like product management and business modeling. So really we're looking to see if we can use some of the lessons we've learned about delivering value early and getting good feedback and focusing on outcomes rather than outputs, and moving those into other domains where we can help make the world a bit better. What still needs to be done is we still need to build more theory, I think. I personally really like the fact that Agile has come from a very practitioner background, but I don't deny in any way the value that more theoretical grounding can help bring the field. The ideas that we're taking from Lean are really useful having other models and other ways of thinking about things are always really useful. How it affects the work done at Hutton, I think two ways. The first most obvious ways is just finding ways to work better within the institution itself. The ideas and models that we use to help organisations and teams and companies work better apply just as well in other domains. We've had a fantastic conversation with people today about some of the ideas around better feedback loops, better inter-team communication, more cross-disciplinary work. Those have seemed to really speak to people in the sustainability science domain just as much as they have to people in the software development field. So I'm really interested to see how that goes. From the technical and social innovation front, the work from the lean startup world, the work from the customer development world, the things that promote more collaboration with the people who have customer, actual needs, better ways to communicate with them, better ways to understand their pain points and gain points, I think are really applicable to the kind of work that the Hutton Institute's doing in that area.